Move over, monkeypox. Polio is back in town. Anyway, folks, listen. I'm going to just show you a couple things that have happened in the last couple of days. And I'm going to connect it to my predictions. So let's get started. So if you've been watching the news, you know that Alex Jones is being sued by parents, or one parent in particular, of a particular shooting that happened back in 2012 at an elementary school. And you know that shooting happened on December 14th, 12/14, which is Washington's death date, okay? Because I told you Washington is going to get struck, Seattle, Washington, on June 11th, and Elvis has something to do with it. You'll see what I'm saying when it happens. And look at the amount in punitive damages they came up with, $45 million. Of course, it's not going to be that. They're going to lower it because I think there's a cap on how much they can get in that state. Of course, you know what I think about this, but I'm going to not say my opinion about these stories. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, besides the 45 connection, which connects to Trump being the 45th president, and the fact that Elvis has been dead for 45 years. On August 16th this year, it's going to be 45 years from his death. And it's the most important year. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because you see the name that the family is suing on behalf of their child that was killed. And I'm going to get to why I'm showing you this, but, well, let me show you why I'm showing you this. Hold on. So Elvis had an identical twin named Jesse Garone. And you know my name is Garo, G-A-R-O. So my name is in Elvis's dead twin's name, and it's an identical twin. And he died at birth, this Jesse Garone. That's why I find it very interesting that they're suing on behalf of their child, whose name is Jesse. Same as, and by the way, the other Jesse that I showed you, he can spell it with an I, because on his gravestone it's spelled with an I, Elvis's identical twin. And notice that the last name Lewis looks like the word Elvis. The only thing different is the W. It looks like two V's, like a twin, you get it? Because Elvis had an identical twin, so it would be like the word Elvis. And anyway, like I said, it had the 45 connection to Trump. And this is the mother of that child. And look at the headline. Jesse was real. You see that? This is like, they're talking about the dead twin, but it's also, there's just one extra E here. If the E was a U, you can make the name Jesus. And Jesus came from the root of Jesse. In the Bible, it tells you that. See, it says it right here. See, it's referring to Jesus, and it's Jesse. And that's why I'm saying that this headline is incredible, when you look at it. Because it's, of course, I'm saying it connects to Elvis's, twin, the identical twin that died. And the last name, and by the way, like I told you, on the gravestone, it's spelled with an I. And it's much more important with the I spelling, which I've explained in older videos. But see this last name now? Okay, watch this. So you know who this guy is? He's been on TV before, and he has like a radio show on Spotify or something. His name is Joe Rogan. You see Rogan, he was involved in a controversy over a racial slur. Rogan is the anagram for Garon, G-A-R-O-N. Okay, and he was involved in it. And look, it starts with a J. So it's like Jesse Garon, because that's what that is, that Rogan. And look what's behind him. You have Elvis on this side and Jimi Hendrix on this side. And why is that important? Because Jimi Hendrix was born in Seattle, and I told you Elvis connects to Seattle. Okay, I told you Seattle's going to get struck. That whole area of King County in Washington on June 11th. And Trump is at CPAC today. He has a speech over there, so I don't know what he said, and so we'll hear about it later. So that's all I have to say about this right now. Anyway, back to the polio, why I brought this up earlier. So polio, they're saying they're worried that polio is going to break out again because they're saying that thousands of people might have it and they don't even know it or something like that. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. And why is this important? Because see this polio? You know who's involved with the polio? And did you know that Elvis, he was the first famous person to take a vaccine on live television? And what vaccine did he take? He took the polio vaccine. You see that? And he did it on October 28, 1956. And you know whose birthday that is? Bill Gates turned 1 year old on this day. And you know Bill Gates is born in Seattle. You see how everything connects? And Seattle's where the Space Needle is. And see, he's taking a needle, Elvis. And you see these headlines? Elvis helped to conquer polio. Because after he took it, 80% of the kids ended up taking it. It was less than 1% of the kids were taking it. After Elvis took it, 80% of the kids took it within 6 months after he took it. Anyway, that's why I find it interesting that they're talking about it again. So we'll see what comes of this. So there was a lightning strike near the White House that ended up killing three people. See, it killed 3 people. And you see right here, it happened on August 4th. That's the day I'm telling you Trump gets his head wound, and that's Obama's birthday. And you know, the name Barack has something to do with lightning or something. I don't know. I keep forgetting exactly what. Like I said, this happened on August 4th, and Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th next year. And he's going to survive the head wound, or whatever the wound is going to be. And you see this right here? This face, this George Floyd. And you know George connects to Washington. And Floyd is like the word flood. Because there's going to be a water connection to this Seattle event probably. Because Elvis equals water in gematria. And Elvis also equals reset. It's exact same numbers. Water and reset and Elvis. Anyway, this mural, his face was right here, and lightning struck it supposedly and destroyed it. See, it says lightning. And where was this mural? It was in Ohio. You see? And you know, and what makes that important, that it being in Ohio? Because that is where I'm predicting that Donald Trump gets his head wound, in Ohio. On August 4th, Obama's birthday. Trump gets the head wound and he survives. And the other prediction is June 11th, Elvis, Seattle. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that it happened in Ohio, and that other lightning strike that I was showing you happened on August 4th near the White House, connecting to Washington again. Because that happened in Washington, D.C., near where the president sits, in the White House. You get what I'm saying? Now for the main event story. I'm going to connect this person right here. This person is an actress named Anne H. Whatever. And this person was involved in a horrible car crash.
Had its silence cut by a speeding blue Mini Cooper and its driver, who failed to brake before running a stop sign and into a house. This house, it clipped the curb over a short stone wall, through bushes, then straight in.
It erupted into flames, so not just the vehicle, but the entire home, to where he had to fight a structure fire at the same time.
The driver, who LAFD described.
And notice that the house's address is 1766. I know it's hard to tell, but it's 1766. Here's a better image of the address. So it's 1766. And I told you that Ohio is the 17th state. And 66 equals the word twin. Twin equals 66 in gematria. You see? Because Elvis and Trump are the devil twins. I told you that. And the address of that house, I guess, was near this. I mean, this is the street that house was on, but that's not the street that the car was going fast on. I'm gonna tell you that name in a minute. This is the house, that it hit on this street. And interesting, it's got the wall, like Trump and his wall. But this is what I want you to see: 1800. So the zeros are crowns, and 18 is Elvis's birthday. 18.
Oh.
Now listen.
A nearby Ring video captures the star's blue Mini Cooper flying down Preston Way around 11 Friday morning. Home.
Listen to the street name.
A nearby Ring video captures the star's blue Mini Cooper flying down Preston Way.
So the street that she was flying down was Preston. You see? It was the 1300 East. And E is for Elvis. And then you have PRES for Presley. Or President. And then you have TON for Washington. You see what I'm saying? The image is not good, but I think you can see it. And here is Anne Heche, the woman that got into the accident. And she used to date Ellen DeGeneres. And like I said, and this was because she's only a part-time landscaper. You know what I mean? Anne Heche. She quit being a landscaper after a couple of months or something, and they broke up, and she went back to her regular job. So here's the car getting towed, and let's see what kind of car it is. Hold on one second. So it's a Mini Cooper, and by the way, the word Cooper, the letter COO, that equals 33. And look at that. It's a Mini Cooper, and the type of Mini Cooper is a Club Man. There's your man code. And club, when I think of club, I think of Donald Trump with like golf clubs and stuff. Or like clubbing a man. You know what I'm saying? Like hitting him over the head with something, clubbing. And I told you Trump's going to get a head wound, right? Okay, folks, I have more information about this. Now, here's a picture of her right before. Okay, actually, she got into 2 accidents on this day. This was a minor thing where she hit a garage wall. But look, you can't see it, but they're saying that there's a vodka bottle right here. Because the guy took a picture of her after she hit the garage wall, and listen to where it was.
Picture obtained by TMZ was apparently taken after Heche first crashed into an apartment complex garage on Lincoln Place. Video also obtained by TMZ shows the same blue Mini Cooper before it takes off.
So did you hear that? They said it was on Lincoln Place. And you know what happened to Lincoln? He was assassinated. You see what I'm saying? Another connection to a head wound and to an assassination. Because Trump's going to get his head wound. And this story happened on August 5th, the day after August 4th. And like I said, it still counts as predictive programming. And here's some interesting license plates near the crash. Watch this. This says by mess or by miss. You know, I don't know if it's saying that it's a by person, but whatever, by mess. And then this car, look at this. It almost says the word Cleveland. It's Clevagl, cleavage. It's like cleavage or whatever the hell, but it's almost like the word Cleveland. And why am I showing you that? Because Cleveland is in Ohio, where Trump's going to get his head wound. And notice that it's the 216 area code. And it just so happens August 4th is the 216th day of the year. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, I was just connecting it to this license plate that looks like the word Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? And remember, I told you that the car was speeding on Preston Street, which is like Presley and President, and TON is Washington. And the street was Walgrove, and then they showed this sign, 1-8 with the 2 crowns, 1800, even though it happened on the house was a 1766, but they showed this sign, 1-8 is Elvis's birthday, 1-8. And if you think that 1-8 that I just showed you is meaningless, let's look at Anne Heche's name. Her initials are A-H. A is the first letter, H is the 8th letter, 1-8, Elvis's birthday. Do you understand? Okay? And it was a fiery crash because the whole house caught on fire, and supposedly she's got like severe burns. And she was in the ICU for a while. ICU equals 33. And it just so happens that Anne Heche is born in Aurora, Ohio. Again, just a great coincidence. Okay, for all you people who think these are just coincidences. Okay? Read it and weep. All right? Impossible, all these coincidences. Now, let's look at the area code. And there's another 33 code, you see, with a crown. Aurora, Ohio is 33. You remember the Aurora shooting? Batman? And Trump said he was Batman. Elvis is the real Batman. Trump is the fake Batman. And notice, she's got golden hair, like Trump. Trump has the golden hair. Now watch this. You're about to see something so ridiculous. So here's the person. There's the feet. But the face is completely covered with a sheet. Look at this. And supposedly the arms are tied up and everything. But somehow the person breaks loose. So you would think that the person's dead the way they have the face covered and everything with a sheet.
Authorities say Heche was rushed to the hospital with severe burns to her body.
Yesterday, that Anne was traveling in her car at a high rate speed when she ran off the road, and that's when she...
So did you see that? So basically, what you just saw was a resurrection. See, it comes out of the sheet, and just sits up. You know what I'm saying? It was resurrected. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to tell you? And look, you got the 6336 right there on the ambulance. 3 6s, you get it? I mean, this is so ridiculous. Look at that. Just resurrect.
CNN yesterday that Anne was traveling in her car at a high...
I mean, totally ridiculous, folks. And don't forget, it was a fiery inferno, the car and the house. So it's the phoenix rising from the ashes. Do you understand? Because I told you, Elvis is the phoenix. He is the beast out of the sea. He's the goat. He's the kraken. And Trump is the one who gets the head wound, in real life and helps Elvis to become worshipped. And Trump benefits from the worship of Elvis because he kind of looks like him. Like I said, he's this devil twin replacement for the twin that died. Anyway, folks, don't get my predictions mixed up. I told you Elvis, Seattle, June 11th, and Trump, head moon on August 4th, folks. End of video. Folks, you're not going to believe this. I was just going to end the video, and I said to myself, let me check the NBC News if there's new information, the nightly news, to see if there's any new information about, Anne Heche. And I see this story. Look at this. It's a story about a guy who shot 4 people in Ohio. And it's on the nightly news right now. The world news. And look at this. His name, SAM, the initials, which equals Sam, and Sam equals 33. And look at this license plate. It's got the JES for Jesse, Jesus. You see that? And it's in Ohio. You see what? And it's in Dayton, Ohio, this story. Anyway, folks, it's just, like I said, I don't know what to tell you. That's why they're showing these Ohio stories, because it's connected to what's coming next year. I told you. Anyway, now it's end of video.